If voting is the bare minimum of participating in our democracy, it can be doubled by persuading somebody else to vote. And in our #1 story in the countdown, if you fly all the way to Florida to do it, you're either a great patriot or you are the comedian Sarah Silverman, who will join us presently. Even with an electoral map that is leaning heavily in Senator Obama's favor, Florida's 27 electoral votes cannot ever be taken for granted, even if after they have counted, as you know. So a political action committee called the Jewish Council for Education and Research came up with a plan, a video. The PAC's co-founder saying, quote, "It's not a think tank white paper, it's meant to be a conversation starter." And that is an understatement, considering the video has been viewed on the web more than 7 million times in just 2 weeks. Sarah Silverman and the great Schlep.
If you knew that visiting your grandparents could change the world, would you do it? Of course you would. You'd have to be a douche nozzle not to. If Barack Obama doesn't become the next president of the United States, I'm gonna blame the Jews. I am. And I know you're saying like, oh my God, Sarah, I can't believe you're saying this. Jews are the most liberal, scrappy, civil rightsy people there are. Yes, that's true. But you're forgetting a whole large group of Jews that are not that way, and they go by several aliases. Nana, Papa, Zadie, Bubby, plain old grandma and grandpa. These are the people who vote in Florida, and the Florida vote can make or break an election. If you don't think that's true, why don't you think back to 2 elections ago when a little man named Al Gore got by Florida? I'm making this video to urge you, all of you, to schlep over to Florida and convince your grandparents to vote Obama.
The full 4-minute pitch is, of course, online, along with talking points for conversations with your grandparents or anybody else for that matter. Right here, right now, as promised, comedian and deep thinker Sarah Silverman. The second season of her show, the Sarah Silverman program, airs tonight on Comedy Central. Welcome.
Hello.
So how did the great Schlep come about?
Well, the guys from the Great Schlep website came to me and they explained that the people that vote in Florida, such an important state, right?
Indeed.
The people that vote there are the old Jews. They make up really just a small percentage of Florida, but they vote.
Like 97% vote.
Yes, and they're not going to vote for Obama because his name is scary to them. Old fears that may not be relevant anymore, and they think he's, you know, not pro-Israel and all this crap. So there's a lot of misinformation going on around there. But the good news is probably 100%, if you round up, of their grandkids love Obama.
All right.
And who's more influential over grandparents than their own grandkids? So it's just about getting, you know, and I by the way, I think this is a gift to the grandkids, to the kids today, because I can't believe I'm saying kids today, but they're fat and they're lazy and they're apathetic. And this election is such a chance to really make a difference at any age, and I think it's kind of a gift to everybody.
It will only affect them for the rest of their lifetimes.
Yeah.
That's the change election of their lifetimes, we presume. It probably is of ours as well.
That was a good point I made, though, right?
That was an excellent point.
Yeah.
But now you also mentioned just the name scary. His name is scary, but is
Barack Hussein Obama. But you would think that, you know, a people whose common name is, you know, Moishe Lifshitz or whatever, would have a little compassion for a crappy name.
For a name that isn't just the average one you pull out of a phone book.
And by the way, the name John, plenty of bad people have been named John.
Yeah. Serial
Killers are named John.
Right, that's true. Very few serial killers out there named Barack.
Yeah, maybe 1 or 2.
Now,
or none.
Now, speaking of names, I've been meaning to. I don't know a lot of Sarahs, but you qualify, and we now suddenly have a political figure on the national scene named Sarah. Yeah. What do you have? Is it a mixture of pride and shame, or just shame?
Just shame.
Yeah.
Sarah Palin. She is the worst combination of. She is as off-putting and gross as a pageant contestant, but without the desire for world peace, you know?
That's true.
And you know what? She cannot even think for herself or just come up with when you talk to me, I just think of an answer and then I say an answer. Ask me what magazines I read. I'm going to show you how easy this is.
All right, can I just throw you off here and say what magazines do you read?
Let's see. In Style, Domino, Lucky, Cat Fancy, Big Naturals, and the Wasilla Gazette. How about that? That's the top of my head. How hard could it be?